like nervous. I don't know why.
Oh, pushed it. Okay, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sarah. I'm the manager of educational programs at the Everhart Museum. I'm so happy that you're joining us for our monthly virtual happy hour. Welcome. Welcome to my living room. So today we are going to make a fun cranberry cocktail, which we have on our Facebook page if you want the ingredients. And we're also going to decorate some cookies inspired by the art of the Everhart Museum. So I thought we'd do things a little bit of a twist. So we're still kind of in the holiday spirit with the lights, and maybe we'll play some music. We've got cookies, but I thought it would be fun to decorate the cookies in more of like an artsy, unique way. So we have decided to decorate the cookies like the art of Hunt Slonim. So if you've been to the Everhart Museum before, you will be aware of Hunt Slonim's work. It's very expressive and colorful, and I thought that would translate well to frosting and sprinkles. So here we are. So I'm gonna hang out for a minute or two just to let people come in if they're running a little late. And then I'm gonna share my screen with you so you can see a couple examples of Hunt Slonim's work. And then we'll get right into the cookie making and the drink making. So while I wait a couple seconds, I'll show you some of the cookies that I have with us. I do have an additional camera that hopefully you can see showing my cookies. I tried to make stars. I tried to make a snowman. So I made this with Funfetti cake mix because I didn't have all of the ingredients to make regular rollout sugar cookies. So I just used Funfetti cake mix and then added extra flour and rolled it out. And it worked pretty well, not gonna lie. So get some of my rounds here to get started with. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen with you and we're gonna look at Hunt Slonim's artwork, see the vibe. I encourage you to also maybe pull up a side-by-side on the screen you're viewing on and pull up some artwork that you enjoy to decorate your cookies with. And I'd love to see if you post any comments on YouTube or Facebook. We'd love to see what your cookies turn out like. That'd be great. So let me share my screen. One moment. All right, sweet. So you can see. So this is the work of Hunt Slonim. The piece that we have is going to be the last one I show you, but he does a lot of expressive paintings with very thick paint. He does a lot of pattern work and a lot of series. So some of his series are on birds, butterflies, and bunnies. So that's what I'm going to try and stick to on these cookies. Let's keep scrolling. All right, we see some butterflies. And if you look closely at the background here, you can see these kind of dashes, like lines and dots, lines and dots all over. And that's actually something that Hunt calls monkey eyes. So he spent some time in Central and South America, and he was very inspired by what he saw there. So these are eyes. I'll maybe try and do some of that on my cookies as well. Here we see part of the bunny series. Lots of fun brush strokes, which I'm going to try and recreate with toothpicks and icing. And finally, this is one of the pieces that we have of Hunt Slonim's at the Everhart Museum. This is called Passage. So you can see a lot of hash marks going on, the use of different colors, the gold over top of a really bright cherry red, lots of butterflies, super fun. I've had a lot of kids tell me that this looks like you're looking through a screen door, which I think is pretty cool and interesting. All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. So this is our inspo, our Hunt Slonim inspo. Okay. Oh boy, it is like silent in my apartment. All right. Let's make our drink. So we are making a cranberry prosecco fizz. I love prosecco. I will have any excuse to have a prosecco drink. So the first thing I have is some frozen cranberries in a wine glass. First ingredient, prosecco. Let's give this a minute here. I don't know if you've seen videos online of different brunch places giving you a mimosa, and it's like all champagne, and they use like a spray bottle to spritz on the orange juice. That's kind of how I feel about prosecco drinks as well. Yeah. All right. And another twist that I'm going to give is, instead of just a plain cranberry juice, I thought it would be nice to use the pink cranberry, which is a little bit sweeter and a little bit lighter. So that's what I'm going to use for this. I'm just going to top that off. Beautiful. All right. And then I also have, I made sugared cranberries for the first time. They're really pretty, and I had a fun time making these. They're really fun to eat, so I'm sure I'll be eating them as I decorate these cookies, maybe in hopes that I'm not going to eat all the cookies in one night. So we can pop some of these in there. I wanted to use them as a garnish, and then I didn't have a skewer, so I'm like, wow, genius moment, I'm going to use pasta. So I stuck a piece of spaghetti through a few of these and was going to put it in my drink. Then the spaghetti broke and we were running out of time. So it's like, you know what? I don't even have time for this. So we'll take maybe 2 of the sugared cranberries. Beautiful. Okay. That's where we're at. Now I just have my unicorn straw for fun. That's really good. All right. So to get us started, I'm inspired by the art of Hunt Slonim. I encourage you to be inspired from any of the art that we have at the Everhart Museum or any of your favorite museums. This is a really fun twist on Christmas cookies or holiday cookies or Hanukkah cookies. And I think it'd really be fun at any gathering that you have. I'm sure that I will probably freeze these and then bring them out on Christmas morning again. Okay. And oh, one final thought before I get messy here. If you have any questions, pop them in the chat. I'll be able to see them. My co-host will be able to see them, and she'll tell me what's going on. You can feel free to ask me any question about working in the museum industry, what's going on at the Everhart Museum, what is Hunt Slonim like, and what's more of his artwork like? What's he up to right now? I have lots of information on him and his life as well, so feel free to ask me any questions. Yeah. So I was kind of inspired by our initiative of partnering within Pennsylvania, with the Pennsylvania Council of the Arts and the Folk Art Project. So we currently have a folk art project at the Everhart Museum. And I'm sure one of my co-hosts will be able to put the link in the chat, or we can comment it on a Facebook post. We've been posting a lot about it. But folk and traditional arts are very important to the Everhart Museum. We have a large folk art collection, and we've partnered with a lot of traditional artists in our area. So making cookies and having a tradition like this, that is very common in northeastern Pennsylvania. I know a lot of families who get together during the holidays and they'll make kind of these traditional culinary arts together. For example, I know a lot of families make a big spread of Italian cookies at Christmas time, but then there's also some like lesser known cookie styles that are made at this time of year. So mine is funfetti cake mix, so it's not really a traditional art, but you know, I thought I would talk and mention the folk art project that we have going on, maybe spark your interest to look a little bit more into that. All right, let's get started. So maybe I'm gonna put on some music, so you can put on your own music if you want. Starting off with just plain white icing. I'm going to give us a base, and then I have some other colors and sprinkles that I'm going to put on. And I have my toothpicks to do hash marks with. All right, let's get this little, I didn't practice this, gonna be honest. So we're all gonna see how it goes live. All right. Looking at my inspo. Maybe if I start with dots, they will become butterflies. Got some blue gel. Oh, I didn't realize these were gel. Okay, well, we're gonna roll with that idea. So I'd love to know, pop in the chat if there's any anything you guys have been listening to that you're loving lately. Lots of new music this time of year, unexpectedly, if you're a T-Swift fan. I gotta tell you, I have been really shockingly loving the new Shawn Mendes album. So good. So I was thinking of maybe playing that in the background. If you are really opposed to Shawn Mendes, pop a no thank you in the chat. All right, first thing I'm going to do, I'm making hash marks the same way that Hunt Slonim does. So interesting fact about Hunt Slonim's hash marks is that he uses the back end of his brush. So he'll use, brush bristles to put on the paint, and then he'll take the back of his brush handle and just scrape. And a lot of artists actually use that technique. So here we are. Actually, that's not great. You can see my hash marks there. And now we're going to try and make these dots into cascading butterflies. It's going to happen. All right, I'm finding that a swiveling motion with a toothpick is actually maybe the best way to go. Working a lot better. Cute. Wait, this is cute. I'm probably going to be like eating a lot of icing and then double dipping, so don't judge. These are my cookies, So last year at this time, almost exactly a year ago, I was lucky enough to visit Hunt Slonim's studio in Brooklyn with my coworkers, which was really, really cool and fun. I don't know if this is probably not an appropriate story to tell, but I'll tell it anyway because I feel like we're live. Oh, it's fun. But I used the bathroom there, and the bathroom in Hunt Slonim's paint studio is literally the best view of New York I've ever seen in my entire life. And I was in there for a while, taking it in. So it's just he just has this really strange bathroom that's filled with amazing art. And then there's a giant window that you can see the entire New York City skyline. And it's why is this the bathroom view? But anyway, beautiful, beautiful. His Brooklyn studio is filled with, it's also part aviary, which means he has a bunch of live birds living there, which is loud and kind of insane, but I think he maybe likes the chaos a little bit when he's working. There's interns in and out. It's really interesting. There's a lot going on. All right, so I've made these into butterflies. And now what I'm thinking is I want to make more hash marks, but I also don't want to ruin the butterflies, but I also have 30 cookies, so whatever. So let's just do this. He really does short ones. Wait, this looks really cool. Okay, I take back what I said. I am ruining the butterflies, but it looks cool. Wait, that's cool. I'm a little impressed with myself right now. Cute. Cool. Okay, on this one, I'm going to put what I called were the monkey eyes. I think they are monkeys. I don't really have a dark. I'm gonna use this blue. So I'm gonna use this parchment paper as a palette because this is artsy cookie decorating. Oh, someone has a. Oh, someone said give us Sean. Absolutely. Alexa, play. Well, Alexa, turn it up. Okay, let me know if you can hear him. It's low. I hope you can hear it. Let me know. But yeah, please tell me any holiday traditions that you have. I know the holidays are a little different this year. Obviously, most people are not going to be with, their family and friends, which is really sad. Normally, I'm not really a Christmas girl, so I don't really have that many holiday traditions with my family. I really do like to decorate cookies, but I usually do that by myself. So I don't know. All right. We're making these monkey eyes, and they actually look really cool. So one more comment, I guess. As I discussed doing different things with your family at this time of year, if you're like me and you don't really have traditions, something that's really fun is you can make your own family. You can make your own family with your friends. You can choose your own family, and you can do things together that are a little unconventional. So we actually at the Everhart have this program that's called Family Workshop, and it can be done with your family, with your friends, by yourself, whatever. It's a free kit, and we do have a few left. If you look at our website and you look under the programs tab, you'll find the kit. It's completely free, and it comes with a recipe book, step-by-step instructions for a bunch of different art activities, recipes so you can make food with your family. There's special surprises inside of the box, beautiful color photos of our collection, and this year it's themed around Latin America. So it's Latin American traditions, the Latin American collection we have at the museum. I'm really, really proud of it. So if there's a few left, I would recommend going and grabbing that box. It's kind of like, I mean, I don't want to like illegally mention anything, but like it's kind of like HelloFresh in a way where like it's a kit and it tells you everything to do. We have a Google Classroom set up with more photos, videos, instructions. There's videos of myself talking about the collection, zoomed in, looking at the collection pieces. Lindsay Barrett George, local author and illustrator, she's showing you the art demonstrations. And then we have Chef James Bolus, who's a local chef, entrepreneur, local cool guy, does a lot of cool stuff. He takes us into his industrial professional kitchen and goes through these different Latin American recipes, which are really cool. So our kids have had a great response this year because we haven't been able to do in-person classes that much at all. So yeah, there's my plug for the Family Workshop. It's called Family Workshop. It's on the programs tab of our website. I really love it. And if you're looking for something to do this time of year, it's really fun. Fun for all ages. All right, I'm done with monkey eyes. Let's see how this turns out. It kind of looks like an Easter egg. We're rolling with it. Whatever. I think I'm going to do a snowman next because today was a snow day. So I'm still going to do Hunt Slonim inspired snowman. So if Hunt were to make a snowman in New York City, I'm wondering what he would do to it, what it would look like. And you know what I think? I think that he would turn it into like a bird with like tropical colors and big bright feathers. So I'm gonna try and give my snowman feathers, and we're gonna see. We're gonna see how it goes. Ooh, we'll see. But I do have really bright colors, so I'm hoping that this will translate. I don't know if this looks like a feather. Whatever, man. We're just out here enjoying the holidays. Oh, you know what? Take a little sip. Have any of you guys tried making the cranberry fizz? I'd love to see your cocktail recipes. I'd love to see your cookies. Shout out a comment. Okay, I feel like this is all Prosecco. Have you ever had, any of you ever had sugared cranberries? First time I had these, I worked at a historic house museum in Philadelphia, and their time of interpretation is the 18th century, so like the late 1700s, like Marie Antoinette times, my favorite lady. And they had a chef come to the historic house and make a bunch of desserts that were popular in the 1700s. And one of them was like this beautiful tower of sugared cranberries. And ever since that day, I've been obsessed with them. Perfection. Also, drop in the chat, like, is there an adverse effect to eating too many cranberries? Because I'm unaware of that, and I've been eating a lot of them. Are they like prunes? Please let me know. But yeah, please tell me your holiday traditions. Is there a special dish that you make? Is there something special you do? Do you put up a tree? Do you not? I was lucky enough to celebrate Hanukkah with my BFF this year. It was really fun. It was really special and meaningful to me. This is looking less like a bird. Oh dear God.
Sarah, it's Steph, your co-host. We actually have a question from someone in the audience. They want to know, what is the texture of the sugared cranberries? Is the sugar hardened?
Great question. Yes. So it's a 2-sugar process. The first thing you do is you take the cranberries, you wash them, and then so like you heat up half a cup of sugar, half a cup of water on like in a saucepan, and just let it melt. I was scared because I don't like to work with sugar. I've had a very traumatic experience at the museum with children trying to make sugar products, almost burned the place down. So I was nervous, but you just melt the sugar so it's still like super liquid. It's not a syrup. Dunk the cranberries in, and then you take them out and you let them dry for an hour. Then they're sticky. Then you roll them in sugar, and you can do colored sugar. That's fun. And then you let them sit for another hour. So it's like a 2.5-hour process of just putting them in sugar, but now they're delicious. They're crispy, crunchy, tart, sweet. Kind of like eating a cherry tomato. If you've never had the raw cranberry, I suggest it. You know what? I'm being too careful. Now this looks like just one feather. Whatever.
Sarah, what's your favorite cookie that you either make or eat?
My favorite cookie is classic chocolate chip, not crunchy, must be chewy. I could eat a chocolate chip cookie every day for the rest of my life. Literally the rest of my life. But cookies, I think, are actually my favorite dessert out of everything on the planet. So I love them all. I'm going to do more butterflies because I feel like that panned out better. better than my feathered snowman? I don't know.
Sarah, can you tell us what your favorite thing about the museum is?
Yeah. Let me think. My favorite thing about the museum, that's really a hard question. My favorite thing to do at the museum is I love giving tours to like young kids. That's amazing. Everything you tell them is new information. They love learning. They're so excited. And it's like, I'm just excited to look at the stuff that as they are. And I love art and I get really pumped up talking about art. So like sharing that with kids is really fun. That's probably my favorite thing. My favorite like object in the museum is it's really hard to. I don't know. I really like all the Egyptian stuff. So I think we have a great and vast Egyptian collection, which is really cool. So I love object. I get really torn between fine art and like historic artifacts because I really like both of those sides of museum work. So I don't know. I think my favorite thing that I do in the museum, like my favorite like moment that I will remember like when I'm old is I really like when the museum is empty and I have like noisy shoes on. And what does this say about me? I don't know. But I like when the museum is empty. It's kind of spooky and I have like clacky shoes on and I like walk around like clack, 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 clack. I feel like, oh my God, I made it. I worked so hard and here I am in a museum. Yeah. What else? Butterflies for days. So, what else has everyone been getting up to? When's the last time you guys have been to the museum? Do you guys miss it? I miss any large gathering, but I miss having days where hundreds of people are there and you know, you're like, when you're so busy, you're like exhausted. Like, I miss that. I miss being exhausted by talking about art. Like, what a fun thing to be exhausted with, you know? I mean, if you let me go too long without questions, I will talk about K-pop. It's the newest thing in my life. It's very exciting for me. I'm like way too old to be into K-pop at this point, but I'm obsessed with it. Someone loves the last Shawn Mendes. Me too. I feel like that's my friend. This is kind of like a sad boy album by Shawn Mendes. I never really liked him before because I felt like I was too old to be listening to Shawn Mendes, but this is like bangers, dude. All right, so Hans Slonim, super expressive, very interesting man. I'm trying to like capture that expressiveness with my toothpick. And you know, it's translating better than expected. I'm not gonna lie. So cool, man. So should I do the hash marks again? Because these, you tell me, these look like butterflies, but then when I do yeah, I should do it. Whatever, what am I saying? All right, someone asked in the chat, what's my favorite drink during the holidays? If we're talking about like an adult beverage, I think my favorite drink is mulled wine, hot wine. That sounds weird, hot wine. I like warm wine. I love Prosecco. It makes every day feel like a celebration. All right, this looks less like butterflies than the last one. But to me, it's really pretty. It kind of looks like watercolor. Like, it's still pretty. Oh yeah, favorite hot drink, the chat said. My bad. Hot drink. I really like tea. Tea and coffee. I'm a tea girl for sure. The song's so good. Another Hunt Slonim fact is he does have, the reason why I picked Hunt Slonim, besides I think it's really unique and would be a cool cookie, is he does have a home in Scranton or two. I think he's selling the one. He owns the Woolworth Mansion, which is in Scranton, and I believe it's like in between the museum and Marywood. I feel like. Oh my gosh, someone in the chat is being silly. Yeah, you can follow Hunt on social media. I'm pretty sure at least his team of young interns have social media for him. He's very popular among the Real Housewives of New York. I tell everybody who will listen that Sonia Morgan and like all the housewives have a lot of Hunt's art in their homes, in their apartments. It's really poppy, colorful, fun. It goes with a lot of decor. It's really modern. Hunt is an interesting artist. I like to compare him sometimes to Warhol, which controversial opinion, I know, but like Andy Warhol kind of does this thing where he talks about commodification and what does it mean to sell art and using art as a product? Is it meant to be that way? And Hunt kind of toes that line in a really interesting way of like partnering with different companies, and he turns his art into wallpaper and fabric swatches and pillows. And it's like, that's really interesting. So he is focused on selling art while he's alive, which I think is a very noble pursuit. Like, let's get into that. What am I going to do with this? Woolworth Mansion is next to the CYC. Yeah, I think that's being sold. Hunt also owns or rents the Scranton Armory, which is like a barracks building where they would house the oh my gosh, I'm like blanking. The Army Reserve Army. I forget what they're called. But now he's transformed it into this really, really incredible space that he works in it sometimes, he vacations. So he has an interesting relationship with Scranton. I don't know really what made him pick Scranton besides the interesting architecture. I don't know. I can't tell you, but right, let's do hash. Ooh. I don't know how to fit this. Like if you squint and look away, it really does look like the butterfly paintings. Excuse me. So what can I say? If any of you know me in real life, what do you think Janice will say about the Hunt Slonim cookies? Oh God. Am I selling my baked goods? No. What's your personal favorite tradition this time of year? I don't know. I really don't have I don't have siblings. I don't really have traditions that we do every year, to be honest. I like to make cookies and decorate cookies. I like to put up a tree. Like I live by myself and I still put up a tree. It makes me happy. I have funny ornaments I've collected over the years. I like doing that. All right, this time we're making birds. So this is the start off. These 3 blobs are going to turn into parrots. You know, I'm not mad at it. Working with icing is an interesting medium. I'd love to see Steph do some icing paintings. That'd be cool. do look like birds. Janice will love anything you make. Janice is my mom. She really likes when I get into stuff, and she hangs my paintings and stuff in my house, in her house. Like, I am an adult, and she still hangs all of my childhood artwork in the house, so gotta love her. You know what I want to do? I should have put maybe white in the background. Take a scoop. We're gonna fill in, because I have 3 birds, which look like birds, I feel like. I feel like that looks like birds. So I'm gonna fill in between with white. And then I think I'm gonna take blue and swirl and try and make like a watercolor pattern. Man, how did I get so blessed that this is my job? I mean, I'm not gonna play, I'm really busy, but these kind of things are fun. I kind of messed this up, but it's fine because I'm gonna end up eating it. Do you wanna? Ooh, things to look forward to. I could cry if I think about it. That I could really use some things to look forward to, and I think the museum reopening, that'll be a big one. So if you aren't aware, it's not, just because of this year. Every year the museum closes for the month of January. Every single year, it's when we do our largest maintenance period. We, repaint, we do a lot of deep cleaning, we take down, put up new shows. We do a lot of planning and a lot of work in January. Actually, it's not like a break for us. It's a break for the public. So this year we will be closed during January. And to be totally transparent with you, I don't know when we will reopen. There's not, I don't think, an exact date at this point. But when the museum reopens, I'm so happy about the programs that the department I work in that we have running. So every spring we have some fine art, like master classes for children that start up in the spring. And those are always really, really fun for me. And, I learn something just like the kids do. So I'm excited for that. That'll be nice. That'll be really nice. In the meantime, if you miss us, we do have an app. So we have a mobile app. If you just look in any app store, both Android and iPhone, if you just search Everhart Museum, you'll find our app. You can scroll through what's currently on display right now, which is a show called Eyes on America. You can look at different like scavenger hunts, or like they're really more like trivia games. We have other tours of some of our permanent collection that we've made on there. So that's really fun. That's prime if you wanna look at the app if you miss us. And we try and go live and do things like this too, How old is Shawn Mendes? Anybody know? Who knows? Too young for me, man. Palette. Woo! I really am getting icing everywhere. Doing the swirling motion that Hunt really doesn't use a lot. All right, let me know if you think this looks like Hunt Sloanum's parents. I mean, when you see them all together, it's not looking bad. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. I think the next Hunt-inspired cookie I'm gonna do, I want to do a lot of hash marks again. So I might do like a butterfly kind of thing again, but then I want to use sprinkles. So I have these peppermint sprinkles. So I think this might look a little like grainy. It might look cool. So we'll get another cookie here. Is this helpful to see maybe? Yeah, I think the white frosting base really helps if you want to do any hash marks or like mixed color mixing on the cookie. And this frosting will make it nice and sweet because I did have to add a lot of flour to make these roll out, so they did kind of lose some of the sweetness. Shawn Mendes is 22. Ew. When did that happen? Do you ever have that moment when like you just living, vibing, and then you realize someone that is so incredibly successful is like just out of high school? Yikes. Oh boy. All right. Let's do more butterflies, baby. So this has been fun. Hope you guys are having fun with me. Talking about art, sipping a little drink, listening to Shawn Mendes' new album. If you're in the giving spirit, I believe we have a donate button somewhere. Do you think Shawn Mendes is friends with Harry Styles? Like, they look like they would be friends aesthetically, but I feel like Harry Styles is like a 60-year-old man on the inside. And like, he wouldn't like him. But what do I know? It's just, you know, what do I know? All right, did the hash marks. Doesn't look as cool as the first one. Now, here's the sprinkles. Ooh, that's too many sprinkles, dude. What am I doing? So yeah, quarantine in the winter, not a fun time. I'm glad that you guys can hang out with me, have like a little virtual friend date. This song's so good. This does not look right. So we have some wins and some losses. The birds are cool though, I feel like. I don't know. I've had so much fun, you guys. What time is it? Like, you know, maybe we'll hang out for 5 more minutes or something. I'll make a star. Why am I making this much of this? Also, I have very terrible internet service, so if I'm lagging or going in and out, my bad. What are you gonna do? These are beautiful sprinkles. I love these. I use these all the time. Making a mess. Putting star sprinkles on a star cookie. These are like the sprinkles that always look really pretty on a cake, but if you bite into it, like this will break your teeth off. Oh my God. I hope my mom likes my cookies. Okay, I'm really. So if any of you have made cookies tonight, I'd love to see them. You can always drop a comment on any of our Facebook posts. I look at them all and I read them and I try and respond. I like, you know, if you can't come into the museum and hang out with us, it's fun to hang out virtually. Pretty. All right, final thoughts. We'll show you the best cookies, in my opinion. I think these turned out cute. They're like, okay, Hunt Sloanum's version of a snowman in New York City with feathers. The eyes. All right. Thank you guys for joining my live. I hope you had fun. Drop a line. Cheers and thanks.